Okay, so now we're going to look at the present value of money. Before, when we were looking at the future value of money, we were looking at an initial investment of $100, and we wanted to see how much money we would have after 10 years, where we used a percentage interest rate of 4%. And what we saw was when we did that, we used the formula amount equals the investment, and when we did the future value, it was the $100 times 1 plus the interest rate 0.04 and times the number of years. So we would multiply the $100 times 1.04 for each of the 10 years, and that's why that'd be raised to the 10th power. That's what we did with the future value of money. Well, now we're going in reverse. So now, let's say we want an amount. Well, let's look at these questions first. The present value of money is saying, how much was $100 worth 10 years ago when every year there was a 4% interest rate? Another way of saying this is, if I want $100 in 10 years at a 4% interest rate, how much should I invest now? Now notice how I underline the word invest, because now we're not looking at how much we want at the end. We're looking at how much to invest now to get that amount at the end. Based on that, let's plug in the numbers to see how this formula works. So the amount is now given to us. We want $100 at the end of 10 years. But we want to know how much to invest. So the investment part is the variable that we're going to be looking for. And then we have 1 plus, same formula, the interest rate, 0.04, raised to the 10th power. So now we're just going to simplify the equation using our order of operations. 100 equals investment times 1.04 to the 10th. We do the 1.04 to the 10th, and we get 1.4802. So we have $100 equals investment times 1.4802. So now, to solve for the investment, we divide both sides of the equation by 1.4802. And we get our investment is equal to $67.56. So I circled the initial formula we had up top was amount equals investment times 1 plus the interest rate to the number of years. So I wrote the formula down again here. But to show you what we just did above, from here to here, really, we wanted to solve for the investment. So what we did is, in order to get a formula, rather than plug in the numbers, we could divide both sides of this equation by 1 plus the interest rate raised to the number of years. So we divide the right side of the equation by that. And when we do, this will cancel out. And we divide the left side. And what we're left with is investment equals the amount, which is there, divided by 1 plus the interest rate raised to the number of years. Now, if we're looking at this, sorry about this. If we're looking at this on a timeline, we would have the $100 at the end, and we'd be going backwards. So before, when we had an initial amount and we were going forwards, we're multiplying the amount by 1 plus the interest rate for each year. But now, since we're going backwards, instead of multiplying, we're actually dividing the 100 by 1 plus the interest rate for each of the years we're going back. So if we divide 100 divided by 1.04 to the 10th, we get the $67.56. And similarly, if we start with $67.56 and we multiply for each year, going from year 0 to year 10, we would have $67.56 times 1 plus the interest rate, 1.04, to the 10th power, and we would end up with $100. So the moral of the story is, when we're accumulating money and trying to figure out the future value, we're going to multiply our investment times 1 plus the interest rate. When we're going the other way and we want to find out what the value of $100 is worth today, what $100 10 years ago or in 10 years would be worth today, we would divide by 1 plus the interest rate for however many years, which in this case would be 10. So when we're trying to accumulate and figure out future value, we multiply. When we try to figure out present value and go backwards in time, we divide.